we're gonna stop doing that. And then I'll just distract myself from it. Can you reframe your mindset about it? Or can we leave that situation entirely? Hello, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm gonna be talking about all the ways that you can change your life in 2024. And I can't believe it's about to be 2024. I've never made one of these videos before, but I would like to do so each year to maybe inspire you to change your life in the new year and implement new things. The new year is obviously great to set new intentions, new goals. And so I wanted to make this video to kind of inspire you to do that and to figure out exactly what you want to change and how you want to show up in the new year. And this is Millie. She'll be joining us. Say hello. Hello. So these are some things that I will be doing and that I will be, oh, do you want down now? I feel like this past year I have really changed my life. I've changed so many different things, and so I wanted to kind of share what I've done. You don't have to implement all of these things. These are just to inspire you, and maybe you can take what you need from it and implement them into the new year. So the first thing that I like to do, every year I've been doing this for the past few years, and that is to make a vision board. So I'll put an example of like what my vision board looks like right here. And this can really be anything you want it to be. I like to make one about career and then one about life. So the life one, which is the one that I'll show here, it's basically just things that I want to achieve, places I want to go, how I want to feel, and just things like that. And this is literally just to look at every single day or as often as you would like, and just to remind yourself like what you want your goals to be. And you can obviously change this throughout the year too, but I think it's good to just have like some sort of visual. So if it's like a place that you want to travel, you want to make new friends, maybe have a photo of like group of people together, like dancing or something like that. If you want to go to more live music, maybe put a concert venue on it. If you want to have a dog, maybe get a photo of a dog that you want. This is also like a form of manifestation, is like having some sort of visual. So I like to do that every year. And so that's what I would highly suggest. I think it's fun. You just take a few hours one evening to collect a bunch of images that you find on Pinterest or on Google or something. You just make a little collage of what you would like. And I also put in like inspirational quotes, and I write down specific words that I want, like health, rest, connection, like whatever words that you want to really hone in on in the new year, I would add those to it as well. And put it somewhere that you see it every day. So put it like on your fridge or at your desk or something like that, just somewhere that you can see it every day. Okay, so if you want to change your life, you have to figure out what you want to change. What I would do is I would write down the top 3 things that you want to change. Or if you don't want to change 3 things, write down just one thing that you want to change. So an example would be like, I want to work out more, which is, you know, going to be very common in the new year. A lot of people start their new year saying that, so this is just an example. So let's say that you want to work out more. Okay, so you have what you want to achieve. You have your goal. Now you need to write down 3 ways that can help you achieve that goal. So if you want to work out more, maybe you need to wake up earlier so that you have more time to work out more. Maybe you need to get a gym membership, or maybe like an online coach or something like that. You want to write down actionable steps that you can take to achieve this goal, instead of just like, yeah, I want to do this. Okay, well that's great, and that's the first step, but let's now go a little bit deeper and like, how do you want to achieve these things? So an example for me is like, I want to come out with more ebooks this year. And so the ways that I'm going to be doing that is I'm going to be creating new recipes each month. I'm going to be taking photos of those recipes. I'm going to be more active on my blog, more active on social media, so that I can market myself and market these ebooks. You basically just need to have like a plan to make the goal possible and to help you achieve it. So if you're not like achieving your goal, you can always go back to those steps. Am I waking up earlier so that I can have more time to work out? Or do I even have a gym membership? Like, you have to make it possible for you to achieve these things. So writing it down can help you really focus on what it is that you want, and then writing down the steps to take can help you achieve it. Another way that you can absolutely change your life in 2024 is that you can get healthier. So this can mean a lot of different things for a lot of different people. It doesn't necessarily have to mean like eating healthier. Like maybe you're already eating really healthy, but you haven't done your blood work in years. So maybe this year you should make it a goal like to get your blood work done to see where your vitamins and mineral levels are. Maybe you aren't walking enough or having enough movement throughout the day. So maybe this year you need to get healthier in that sense, where you want to just like move your body more. So same thing with the last point that I mentioned is like you want to have these health goals, and I think changing anything about your health in a better, more positive direction will 100% change your life. So this is something that everyone needs to implement and going into the new year especially, but really any time of the year is just kind of get your mind right about what it is that you could be doing differently for your health. So again, it's different for everybody. Maybe you need to sleep more this year, maybe you need to exercise more, maybe you do need to look at your nutrition, but I would just say focus on one thing, maybe each month even. But I know that health is so important to a lot of different people going into the new year, but try to implement it throughout the whole year. So maybe focusing on one specific aspect of your health each month, or maybe you can change it up each week, whatever it looks like for you, but I would suggest writing that down as well. Okay, the next thing I want to talk about is distraction. So there are definitely healthy forms of distraction, but I'm really talking about the negative distractions that you have, and basically to stop. Stop distracting yourself with mindless scrolling, with alcohol abuse, substance abuse, overeating, anything that you're not willing to sit with and you want to immediately run away from and distract yourself from. We're gonna stop doing that. We need to just sit with it. We need to sit with our emotions. We need to go through whatever it is that we need to go through, even if it's hard, even if it sucks. There's just so many things that I did in this past year where I noticed I was like going through something challenging, or I wasn't in the right headspace, and I would just like go on TikTok and scroll, or go on Instagram and scroll, or I would lean into like some negative ways of thinking, some negative patterns that I was doing just to simply distract myself. It didn't even get rid of the problem. The problem was still there. Days later, it was still there. Instead of like me facing it head on and going through it and just tackling whatever I needed to go through, I was distracting myself. So this year, we're not distracting ourselves. We're doing healthy things like sitting with our emotions. We're gonna work through our problems. We're gonna journal about it. We're going to find ways to cope in a really healthy way instead of just distracting ourselves from it. So I definitely think that that is something that I really want to implement more of in this new year. So it's definitely something that I wanted to share because I think a lot of us struggle with that too, because it is so easy to pick up the phone and go on social media, or have a glass of wine and distract ourselves. But in reality, you just need to go through it and you'll be better for it. Okay, the next thing I want to talk about is like, where in your life are you unhappy? Sometimes I'm like, oh, I'm not happy with this, or I'm not happy with this, and then I'll just distract myself from it. But you really need to figure out what it is that you're doing that is making you unhappy, and can you change that? So can you change where you're living? Can you change the partner that you're with? Can you change maybe a friendship that's no longer serving you? Can you change your job? So like wherever it is that you feel like you are the most stressed out, the most unhappy with, is there a way that one, you can either reframe your mindset around it and think of it in more positive light, or can we just get rid of it entirely? If you are not happy in a friendship or a relationship or something like that, where like another person is bringing you unhappiness, we're done. We're cutting them out. We're not bringing that energy in 2024. Dump them, move on, get a new friend. I don't care what you need to do, but just don't spend your time around people who are making you unhappy, who are bringing you stress. Like, just don't. Life is way too short to do that. I mean, maybe you're not in a position to just like dump them and get out, but dump them and get out, Your work is another great example. If you are unhappy in your job, either get a new job or somehow talk to your boss to maybe change your daily task or something like that. Like, either try to work with the job that you're in and maybe change something about it, or just get a new job. There's so many opportunities out there. Don't limit yourself to be in a job where you're not fulfilled and you're not happy. You know, there's endless possibilities out there. So where are you unhappy? Can you fix it? Can you reframe your mindset about it? Or can we leave that situation entirely? Okay, bouncing off of that, now I want you to think, where are you the most fulfilled? Where do you find that you're in a flow state, that you feel the most happy? And I want to use the word fulfillment because fulfillment is a little bit better than like happiness. Chasing what brings you happiness is a little different than chasing what brings you fulfillment, because I think that it's more positive and like can bring you in more alignment than just like chasing whatever gives you dopamine. Chasing what gives you fulfillment, I feel like, is especially where you need to find yourself and where you need to focus a lot more on, because wherever you're in the flow state and you're just like losing track of time and you're so happy and you're just like very relaxed, that's where you're in alignment. So wherever that is in your life, or whatever it is that you're doing to make you feel that way, do more of that, or find more ways that you can implement that into your daily life, because I don't think that a lot of us are doing that as often as we should be. I think that we get really lost in just the day-to-day stressors. We get comfortable in the suffering of it all when we don't have to. Like, we can find fulfillment and try new things. Where are you finding fulfillment in your life? Write it down. Figure out how you can achieve more of that in your daily life, in your weekly life, whatever it is. You just want to be doing that every single day to bring you the most fulfillment. Okay, the next thing I want to talk about is hobbies. So hobbies specifically is a great way where you can find fulfillment, but specifically hobbies that you were doing as a child, and this kind of goes into like healing your inner child a little bit. 2024, we are healing our inner child. So if you think back to when you were a kid, like what were you doing that you were like so content and happy with? Like, were you drawing? Were you playing outside? Were you riding a four-wheeler? Were you going swimming? Like, whatever it is that you were doing, you can go back to that and bring that into your adult life somehow, especially if it's art. I think a lot of kids draw and paint when they're younger, but when you're older, you're so like critical of that. But if you go back to it with kind of an open mind and not as a critical adult, you can probably find a lot of great fulfillment in that too. Finding new hobbies that you like, doing more of that will definitely change your life. It will make you happier, healthier, all the things. Will help calm your nervous system too. So try new things if you don't have a hobby, or go back to what you did as a kid. Okay, the next thing I want to talk about are affirmations to tell yourself. I love affirmations, but you have to be like very honest. You can't like say a lie and believe it, you know, like it has to be like an honest affirmation. I have this whole book too that my mom gave me that's like badass affirmations. Let's just read one from it. Okay, this one says, I am naturally sexy. I possess inner beauty. I am original. I like that. I am original. I am internally validated. I know that I am a beautiful person. I will stop comparing myself to others. I am a good parent. I enjoy spending time with my family. I am a caring mother. I am loving and understanding towards my family. I take good care of my children. Those are great, like if you're a parent. I am a positive role model. I am a good provider. I have what it takes to be enough. So those are just some examples, but I just think affirmations, positive affirmations, are gonna change the way that you think about yourself. It's gonna change the way you show up in the world. I think a lot of times we get stuck on like this one negative thought, and we're just like repeating that negative thought over and over again throughout the day. We're done with that. We're done with that. We're saying more positive things about ourselves. It's gonna make you happier and it's gonna make you a better person. Okay, the last thing that I wanna talk about is checking in with yourself quarterly or monthly. And this is just to reevaluate your goals that you've set at the beginning of the year. This is just like, okay, if I'm not achieving what I want to achieve, go back to those steps. Like, am I taking the right steps to achieve those things? And maybe you need to reevaluate the steps that you're taking, or maybe you don't want to achieve that goal anymore. Maybe you have a new goal. So I think just doing a quarterly or monthly check-in is really, really important. And this is something that I like totally forget to do sometimes, but this year I really want to make it a point. And maybe you want to do like quarterly finances if finances was one of your goals, or quarterly like blood work if you want to get your blood work done more often or something like that. You know, checking in with your goals, making sure that you're on the right track to achieve them, and if you're taking the right steps to achieve them as well. So that's everything that I wanted to talk about. I hope you all are having an amazing end to your year, and I hope you're having a great start to your new year. Can't believe it's 2024, but I know that we're all gonna achieve so much this year, and you should be so proud of yourself, and I can't wait to see what happens this year. And sending you all so much love. Thank you so much for watching this video. Give it a like if you like it. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.